If you get an LMIA job offer, you can extend your work permit. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the 30 Days Immigration Question and Answer series. My name is Wolo. I am an RCIC based in New Brunswick, Canada. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And to my loyal followers, I want to say a very big thank you. So I'll be putting my hand down on this table. I don't know why I went to wear a jacket that is making so much noise. It's making jingle bell noise. Tomorrow is Christmas Day, so jingle bell, jingle bell. Jingle bell noise. Okay, please ignore the noise. I have to put my hand still so that that noise does not disrupt this video. So how are you doing? How are you preparing for Christmas? Happy Christmas in advance to all of you. Please send me rice and chicken. And those of you who are taunting me with this dirty December videos of all the enjoyment in Nigeria, I'm not happy with you guys. I am in cold New Brunswick. Anyway, it's not cold, but it's been snowing. I thought that New Brunswick was immune from snow, but I mean, New Brunswick is now, they are now showing me shaking with their snow. Okay, so let me not waste too much of your time. I'll go straight to the questions and try to answer them. The first question is, my son is 20 years, schooling in UPEI and studying computer science in third year now. He got a remote job from Nigeria this year, August. The job title is technical assistant. Please, which pathway should we be looking at when he graduates? Secondly, you mentioned that PI has their issues in one of your videos. Please, which issues is that? Because I have another child in Holland College in PI too. So I want to know the issues. Thanks. Okay, Prince Edward Island is a very beautiful place. I went there during the summer, but I didn't really do the videos that I really wanted to do. But I'll plan for it in 2025 going forward for all my trips. Okay, so let me answer the question. It's good that he has started working remotely as a technical assistant, and I just want to confirm that it is not a volunteer job. I mean a real job where they are paying salaries into his account, because he has to show proof of that by the time he gets an invitation to apply under the express entry. So in terms of what he qualifies for, technical assistant varies. Is it technical assistant in the information technology industry or technical assistant in another industry? I need to know, because the industry will determine what he should qualify for and what his occupation will be. So if I have that information, then I can give a direct answer, but this is my best attempt. He qualifies for the Federal Skilled Workers Program, which is him creating an express entry profile, and is subject to what scores he's able to get in his language exams. He will potentially get an invitation to apply from the Federal Express Entry. But assuming his occupation is under information technology, right? I believe he would probably have gotten an invitation under the category-based draw for tech, which they have paused until the end of 2025. I'm saying paused because, I mean, there was an internal memo that was published. That reminds me, I've not put that memo on my community tab. Please forgive me, I'll do that. Okay, so based on the internal memo, right, there's a possibility that they will not do tech draws for the whole of 2025. But that does not mean he cannot get an invitation. He can still get an invitation under the general draws. But the question is, will he be able to get high enough scores, as in high enough scores to be invited under the general draws? Now, if we narrow down the options to provincial nomination, he qualifies for most of the provincial nominations, like the International Graduate Provincial Nomination, the Skilled Worker in PI Provincial Nomination. There's even also the Occupation in Demand one, but that is subject to if he gets an occupation on the in-demand list, right? And then he can apply for provincial nomination. But there is a requirement there. It's like most of these provinces are now picking up this requirement of employers endorsing candidates to apply for immigration. And from what I hear, PEI, some employers do not want to get themselves involved in anything immigration and not willing to provide that endorsement. So if he is able to get high scores in the express entry pool, then he gets an invitation under the general draw. Like I said, there is an internal memo that states they might not do category-based draw for tech, because I'm assuming his occupation is tech, right? You said technical assistance, so I'm assuming it's in the information technology industry. So If that happens, he has an option for the express entry general draw. He has an option for provincial nomination. That's the international graduate in PEI, the skilled worker in PEI, provincial nomination option. But he should be targeting employers that will be willing to endorse his immigration. Without that document, it's as good as useless working for any employer in PEI, because, I mean, if they are not endorsing you, that means they are telling you they don't want you to stay in PEI. They just want you to go after you work. So you should watch out for employers that will be willing to endorse him so that he can get the provincial nomination. Then for the part 2, you said that your second child is also in Holland College as well. So the same thing. I don't know what your second child is studying for me to advise how your second child should position him or herself in PEI. But the bottom line is that employer endorsement is a very critical factor in getting provincial nomination in PEI. Even to the point where they are even asking the candidates to come for interview. Like PEI, you guys, I don't understand. I feel that PEI, it's a difficult province. That's the way I look at it, because sometime this year, there were people who were already working in PEI. Their occupations were in demand. They were looking forward to applying for provincial nomination after meeting the requirements, and then all of a sudden, PEI decided to change the plans. In fact, this whole change of plans started with PEI, and then it snowballed into Canada changing and changing and changing, and we are in this situation right now. So that's why I said I have my issues with PEI, because they are the only province, instead of advocating for the workers who had stayed in that province and advocating for people who had worked to a certain point of becoming eligible to apply for provincial nomination. Instead, they decided to change their plans and change the occupations in demand, making some people no longer eligible for provincial nomination. That's why I said they have their issues. Okay, so I'll move on to the next question so I don't waste too much time. When you change from study permit to visitor's record, can you continue working full-time? No, unfortunately. Question number 2, you cannot work when you are on a visitor's record. It is not allowed. You can only remain as a visitor. That means you have to try as much as possible when you're working during your PGWP to save enough money that can sustain you during the period of when you're not working. Aside getting ITA's invitation to apply, what other ways can someone on PGWP with a full-time employment extend their work permit? If you get a provincial nomination, you can extend your work permit. If you get an LMIA job offer, you can extend your work permit. If you get married to a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident and you apply for your spousal sponsorship, as soon as you get your acknowledgement of receipt, you can apply for your work permit extension. For those who have filed for refugee, they can get their work permit to allow them to continue working. So these are the instances where you can apply for extension of your work permit. And then another option is targeting the provinces that have pathways that are not tied to LMIAs, like the Alberta Rural Renewal Stream. If you get community endorsement and get provincial nomination, you can still apply for work permit. So those are the options as well. So I lost the audio part of the remaining part of this video, and I was too tired to re-record it, so I just felt I should end the video at this point. Apparently, I'm getting signals that I should just take a break. So I will not be uploading any video tomorrow. I just want to take a break for tomorrow since it is Christmas Day. Let me rest a little bit. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on Thursday. Thank you. Bye. We will just be the going that we will see the rise. Oh, Canada.